Okay. And so, it's just a day that I'm reflecting, and I'm actually going through and starting to clean out my house. It's a little bit after spring, but I think I just want to do it before, fall comes. I mean, before we all the way deep into fall and winter. So, I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and pull, um, let's look at these cards or whatever. Let's look at the cards that I pulled and see if this also resonates. And so these cards have been sitting here because Source had me still having them sit here until today. Oh, even this one. Okay. So these are not the ones, but I already put them in a book because, I couldn't find a dang on book to the thing, but I wanted to read into these a little bit more. So these are the other cards that I had pulled the other day, and I wonder, they just been sitting here since then. And, like I said, today it made me pull at least these three, so I don't take too much of your time to see what these are talking about. So I pulled them and put them in and bookmarked the pages with them, and we're just gonna look. Okay. So again, it's really kind of dark in here, so you're gonna have to excuse that. But this one is the big house, right? And it's kind of like the magnifying glass is taking a closer look at what's going on in the big house. And it kind of remind me of what's going on in the White House. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's making me kind of like think about too. Um, and you see like people, shadows of people kind of like falling and all around. And kind of this looks at the top, it kind of look kind of sooty or whatever. Like there's a dark presence that's eating up at something. It's kind of covering the building too at the top. You know, then you have somebody with these gloves or these fingers that kind of look like I don't know what, that are holding on to that magnifying glass like it's under like an inspection or something. So I'm just gonna read the quick look. Hold on, y'all. Stop. Hold on. Like, what is we talking about, girl? Look it. Oh, okay. Let me put the Bible down. Look, I got too much going on here. You better stop playing with me. You better stop playing with me. Look at this. Okay, I guess this is looked at as the tower card. So like a tower. Okay, listen. Which is also making me think about Inanna. Oh, and then it's making me think about the things that were granted to Inanna by the father. And then it also makes me think about a tie. Even though I don't know what it is, there's something about a tie. Oh, I don't know. When it comes to the president or the prime minister, I'm not sure exactly what the title is. That passed away, that was assassinated when it comes to IAT or Haiti, right? Mm. And then the whole thing, like when they put it up on the screen, like the Port-au-Prince, I don't know, y'all. It just made, how you feel like sometimes you have a connection to, and I guess that's what I'm talking about with the whole thing of wisdom and the whole thing of the mother of the earth or the mother of all. Because when I seen that story, I really had felt a tie to this. I can't tell if the land, ancient ties to France. Like I ended up going back into last night. I was kind of up late, and I don't know why, but I went back to the show Rain, and I just wanted to watch the first couple of episodes to see exactly what was going on, right? And it was really like making me feel like, okay, this, you done been here before. Something is going on here, right? And because I was just trying to see exactly, to give me some, because sometimes I'm more of a creative and a visual person. Sometimes I need to hear, see, or sense things in order to start pulling in the energy to see what source wants me to know about it, right? So it kind of declared to me that there is something about me, in this instance that is strongly tied to a lot of the stuff that's going on. It's just something that was just a confirmation for me last night. Right? Because I think it was like at the courting stage, which I don't know why that's look, the card courting came up in my mind. And look at this. I just went through and, because I'm on this page, and I just went through and opened right up at courting. For there are three that testify, the spirit and the water and the blood, and these three agree. A couple walking down holding hands, obviously to the judgment of the two elders watching them. So this also brings me, and it says First John here 5:7-8, but it also brings me back to something that was just said here in Isaiah. But let's just stop because I'm just too excited. See y'all, I start going around. Okay, so this card, right? Okay, the big house. It says the tower, but the cormorant and the bittern shall possess it. The owl also and the raven shall dwell in it. And he shall search out upon it line of confusion and the stones of emptiness. Okay, so that does make me think about what I'm just reading in Isaiah about those who are deaf and don't listen and blind. So even I had to stop myself and say, hold on, you know what I'm saying? There's really a lot of blockages. There's really a lot of deception. There's really a lot of disarray or distractions, right? And so you need to focus. You need to focus and again, figure out a way, right, to speak on, like, or put your mindset towards current things and moving forward. But like for me, it was just this whole time, it was like a battle and like me fighting to make sure of what my position is before I start, you know what I'm saying? And so it is, and maybe this is it. Maybe this is it, right? So again, I just move with the flow. You know what I'm saying? Where source leads me, that's where I go. And so again, right here it says Isaiah 34. Now we're in 43, but now since this says Isaiah 34:11, I guess we're going to have to go there and check out what's being said there too. So it says it right here in the dang on book. So it's like this, what is, okay, let's just see. Okay, the plant, the oak, which makes me think about an oak tree, and the oak trees from the book, The Spring. You know, it says a woman looking at a plantation home with a rose-colored lens. Yeah, okay. Is unable to see the suffering of the people plummeting from the window. It's like they don't even exist. Oh my goodness, y'all. Look. This is what's being talked about. And this is why the whole French thing and the submarine thing and what I put up the other day about the last video when I said what's really going on or something like that with the crown, and then the whole thing about the submarines and the leg that holds up the chalice or the goblet. So it's a lot that does have to do with this. Okay, there is no greater symbol of Southern gentry than a majestic plantation home surrounded by lush. And again, that makes me think about the Bruton plantation, actually. And I just don't know. That's just, I don't know. It just made me think about that and just like really what's going on, because I know that source is trying to lead me, like uproot me and lead me somewhere, but I'm, you know what I'm saying, it's almost like anybody that's supposed to be helping guide, I feel like there's been a disconnection or a disconnect. And I think that this is the work of those excuse me, the idols and the people that they work for. And it's just, I don't know, it's just sad, I guess, to me. There is no greater symbol of Southern gentry than the majestic plantation home surrounded by lush Victorian gardens. Every year, millions of people from around the world flock to the South for plantation tours as they guide, prattle or about lemonade, quaint customs, concerted balls during what many call a simpler time. Okay, so again, I just wanted to do the short thing on these. The meaning, when a big house comes up in the reading, it may be trying to prepare you for a sudden change. Look, and the subsequent trauma that will come from it. Oh my goodness. There will be no opportunity to adjust. You will simply have to deal with the things the best way you know how. If you're not a big embracer of change, oops. Or you don't like surprises, life is about to suck big time, but it doesn't have to. The thing to do when you get the news is to fight the urge to resist or deny whatever is occurring and try your best to look at the brighter side. If there is no bright side, or you're presently unable to see it, then seek support immediately. And so that's what I feel like I'm doing. See, because I'm asking for support from source, but also I'm just asking him, I'm just asking the Elohim, you know what I'm saying, or the gods, just to make sure, again, we send people that the communication can be, flow easily and evenly, and the signs are stronger, because again, I just feel like that's it. And I'm at a point where it's like that whole not ready to die, but you know what I'm saying? It's just like, if somebody's going to do something to me, then whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like, again, I have to move forward towards whatever this is. And that's just what it is. It's kind of like being extracted from something or some place or someone even. I just think that right now things are really, yeah. Reach out to family, friends, and neighbors, or call a hotline, talk to someone. Okay, it's important that you have people around you that you can focus and ground it, as the winds of change uproot all that seem permanent. Look at this. Yeah, because I feel like that's what I'm thinking. It feels like that some things people have been doing have made it so it's in stone or whatever. And it's just like, nah, but you're going to have to move quick, because these people have had a whole hell of a lot of time to do whatever it is they've been doing. So again, we're going to go into 34 and 11, and then I think I'm going to stop this video, and then I'm going to come back and just do the whole 40, go back into 43. So then we have the garden card here that was picked as well. I hope y'all can see these cards. This is like one of the most beautiful cards as well in here. Okay. Wait a minute, hold on. Because that almost look like a face. That almost look like a face laying there with a crown or something on top of the head. Don't it? Right here. This is kind of like the things that I can see when we do our like Google searches and stuff like that. But she's watering it, and that's almost like giving offerings to the ancestors, almost, it seems like to me. No matter who they are. And that's what I'm saying. When it comes to the ancestors, we connected and rooted with a lot of different people. There's nothing that can be done about that. When people think that I'm separating and and talking about these things when it comes to the structure, that's not how I see it. I think that at this time we can come together and make changes that will be best for everybody. We're not the same, although we are our ancestors, right? Because they're still around, they're here. We are not, we don't have to do things the way that they did them. You see what I'm saying? We don't have to continue with the ways that things have been done. We're here, and we are made the way we are made so that we can, do something better with this. Okay, look at the elders, major arcana, the garden, the world. So I guess this is kind of like the world card. Wow. Okay, so it says the Lord will guide you always. He will satisfy your needs in the sun-scorched land and will strengthen your frame. You will be like a well-watered garden, like a spring whose water never fails. Isaiah 58 and 11. So we on the right track then. Okay, so it says the plant, the cosmos. That's what we're pulling from every day. It's just how I'm just trying to figure out how to apply it to everyday matters and things. Okay, the image, a woman is happily watering her garden. Okay, so again, this is also like, I don't know, it makes me get a sense of someone being happy to do a certain job, like being happy just without even, because you think about like having to have a man to water your garden or do your job, or if you're like in that empress or queen energy that you have something to take care of. And again, if that's not going to work, then sometimes you have to, that's just, I'm just thinking that sometimes you have to, do it on your own. And it's just like, whatever, like, that's how I feel. Like, nobody's going to listen. We're coming with all this information and people act like they're not seeing it. But again, we just have to keep that connection with source and keep on doing what we're doing to help people see and heal and hear, including ourselves along the way, right? Because we walking with each other. You know what I'm saying? We may be going to different destinations, right? But right now we're just trying to get a better understanding, and we're walking with each other is how I look at it. So it says, prior to the Industrial Revolution, most Americans were farmers by trade. It was hard work, but people took great pride in knowing that the produce that fed their The produce that fed and cured their families was grown by their own hands. And that's another thing. You know, that's another thing I see a lot of people getting back to. For people with more resources, gardening eventually became a relaxing leisure activity that allowed them to connect with nature, or express themselves creatively. Either way, whether for utilitarian or recreational purposes, the rule for a successful harvest doesn't change. Which is this? Which is this mind? Wait, which is this? Mind your crops. Okay, so which is this? Mind your crops, or mind your business, right? So again, yeah, and it's hard. But again, like I said, it's hard to. It don't say business. I added that because sometimes that's what I feel, right? But some of us, were brought in to be those people that shake things up and move things about, right? So it says, meaning when the garden appears in a reading, it's letting you know that you're successfully taking care of your business, and it's time to reap all the goodness that you sown. Count your blessings. If your query relates to gossip or rumors, the garden could be trying to tell you to mind your own business. And that's what I've decided to do, just to pull out of all of that other stuff, because it could suck you in real quick. But I ain't got time. I just don't. Nor do I want to spend my energy, right? So it's reminding you of how much better the world would be if everyone focused on their own affairs, and not, and actually, right? I can see that, right? Instead of being concerned about what others are doing and have been doing it. And so I do see that, right? But then when it comes to world affairs, and I think that fits with certain energy, right? That may fit with the energy of the farmers, right? But when it comes to the energy of the royals, their mindset is going to be different. They're out there doing things because they are the ones that make the moves, or they're the minds, whatever, that are minding the business of the world. So again, I can see that in a sense, but like I said, when it comes to a mind like mine, I feel, and others that have this you know what I'm trying to say. Okay. Our minds are too, that's what I'm saying, it's kind of advanced. So we have to take on a lot of different things, like spiritual and, political sometimes. And you know what I'm saying? So that's just it. But, it shouldn't that doesn't really have nothing to do with gossip, right? So again, then somebody that's already all in the place where they need to be, and they're assured and they know their position, they don't have to fight for it or protect it. Then again, they don't have to worry about what's being said, what's going on. They can just worry about what they are supposed to be doing with their time. And that is, reigning, right? Okay. So then the daughter of knives. Okay. So again, you see how she's sitting there. And I wouldn't say she's on a throne, but she's sitting in a seat or whatever. And you see all the hands and stuff reaching out of the ground, reaching from out of the sky, out of the air and everything from behind her. It's like everybody is reaching for this girl, right? But she's sitting there with a Ouija board, which maybe represent to me, she just trying to tap into some deeper kind of stuff in order to, shed light on the situation, kind of like the light that's shining from the top of her head there. But it's almost like that light is also being held up by some hands as well, right? So we got the bones and stuff under here. And, it's pretty dark in here right now, and I can't really see that well. But there's a lot going on. There are people reaching out from the grave. People reaching out. There's some that got skin on the bones. There's some that's in a deteriorating kind of. But, she's just sitting there, and she just kind of stiff, or not stiff, but she's kind of stern, and she's kind of focused almost, even while all of this stuff is going on, even pulling at the tablecloth and shit. This is kind of deep, right? Okay. So it says the daughter of knives is a spiritualist who has made contact with the plethora of spirits via her talking board. She is talented at what she does, and and so the messages come so fast that it's almost overwhelming. Yeah. right? Numb. That's you see what I'm saying? That's the energy that I was trying to pick up from that. Okay? And look, I'm going to have to say that this is one of my cards then. This is exactly what it is. So becoming numb, but it's like I can't be stuck, man. I can't be stuck right now. It's just something. And like I told y'all, it's just a lot. So there's no way to mind your business because you done forgot all about your business because you got to worry about the business of the world. And so that's what I'm saying. And it's not just little petty things, you know, like I said, against like certain individuals or whatever like that. No, I like to deal with world, you know what I'm saying? Something issues. I don't know. Okay. So, and nobody really chose this, right? Okay. Sometimes we just get hurled into it and we got to do what we got to do. So the Daughter of Knives represents swiftly delivering of messages and accomplishments of goals. On the positive side, she is logical, quick-witted, action-oriented, well-informed, direct, philosophical, and always up for the challenge. On the negative side, she is sarcastic, condescending, rude, impatient, domineering, insensitive, acidic, and pedantic in a reading. If she doesn't represent a literal person with these qualities, then she represents these attributes. Okay, y'all, let's go into it. All right, let's go into Isaiah 34 and 11. Yeah, Isaiah 34 and 11 and 58 and 11. And it's funny how they both 11s. Okay, let's go right there. Okay, 34 and 11. Now, we were just in 43 now. Okay, but we have to go back to 34. Okay, and we're just going to read just that line and see what we think. Sorry. All right. And that's what I get so bothersome with the family and everything when I'm trying to, or even with myself sometimes when I'm trying to, what I would call deliver a message, because it's on me, like source be on me, man. Okay, so come near, O nations, and hear. Be attentive, O peoples. Let the earth and what fills it listen, the world and all it produces. So again, we're talking about produces or whatever. The Lord is angry with all the nations and is wrathful against all their hosts. He has doomed them and given them over to slaughter. Their slain shall be cast out. Okay, it's a short chapter, so we're just going to read the whole thing. Their slain shall be cast out. Now, again, remember, this slain could be, hold on, y'all. See, and you know, time like this, I just get too excited about what's about to happen. Okay, hold on. All right. Whew. Okay, with the nations and wrath against the host, against all their host. He has doomed them and given them over to slaughter. Their slain shall be cast out. Their corpses shall be sent up a stench. The mountains shall run with their blood. You know, the image that we just seen even is just making me think about that. And all the hills shall rot. The heavens shall be rolled up like a scroll. Y'all, look, the pictures in these images in these cars, and this is an American, empress here. This is an American, woman that I remember from the indigenous community that made these cards. So that's why there's so much, oh my goodness. Okay, listen. Okay. All the hills shall rot, roll up like a scroll, and their hosts shall wither away as the leaf wilts on the vine, or as the fig withers on a tree. So again, when my sword let me slow down. When my sword has drunk its fill in the heavens. Now this make me think about just even that the energy of the sword casting judgment on the heavens, right? Which are the hierarchies or what we see as those in elevated statuses that have been performing acts, or again those that are in high places now, I feel. And So that's a dangerous time, I feel like, for those who are awake. Those are where their information is being oppressed. I don't look at myself as an oppressed person. I don't even like using that term when it comes to people. You know what I'm saying? I feel as though, when it comes to my spiritual status or where I'm supposed to be in the world, yes, I feel like someone is trying to stop that. They don't want to grant the access on the earth, on this plane. Even though they think they may be looking at it as it's something, this is a work of God, they're not obeying that. And so I think that's where the judgment or the climate change or that is what's making the earth's core heat up. Okay. So that's just how I feel. That's just what I think about it. And that's just it. And so, like, even what we were just saying with that Archer kind of energy, that is just like, and the mouth is just, you know what I'm saying? And, but I'm just the mess. Like, I'm just that one that was sent to do. Even others are supposed to as well. But I'm just saying, in my lineage, in my family, in my whatever, in my world, right? I feel like I've been one of the chosens or the chosen, right? And it just so, yeah. So I don't know. Okay. So again, let's keep going. I apologize. When my sword is drunk, has drunk its fill in the heavens, lo, it shall come down in judgment upon Edom. So again, this also, like I said, having that Archer energy when it was coming to what was going on in the media, when it comes to what's going on in law, that's the energy that we have had so far on this channel, and not giving a damn, just speaking the truth, right? Speaking what source is showing us. And then at that time, then taking my eyes off of that, and now also, well, I think at the same time we were looking at what was going on within the community, but now it's time to, because I see the hand, right? Almost like the hands on that image there that are behind that idol that has been, and this is why I despise idols. And now I see why God would have despised idols. Because what you're trying to do is create something on earth or in a certain situation, even in the heavens or in the minds or the temples of the people, that's like God and the likeness of God, that's not God. You see? So now the direction has changed. I said what I said about who I said it about, and that's just what I see in the biblical text. That's what I see when I look, and that's what I feel. Okay? That's what I sense, and I think that that's what's being said here. So it said, then I shall come down in judgment upon Edom, a people I have doomed. Okay. But these people have tried to doom me before I could see what was going on and turn that towards, not even turn it towards them, but block it first. Right. And then say, hey, who wants sympathy when you try to kill, you try to assassinate the character of, you tried to assassinate a queen, the empress. And again, these people maybe knew who you were and I were before I even knew. You see? So they had plenty of time to do what they wanted to do, obviously. And they didn't turn back from doing it. So what I was praying or communing with Source about is to remove these people, period. There's not going to be any kind of thing. Why should you? Because this has nothing to do with it has something to do with me, but it also has something to do with all of the people that would be affected if they were to be victorious. Okay. All right. So it feels as though I'm in between some space right now, right? Some, maybe even like an unseen space here, because they feel like they've killed me off when it comes to legalities, and when it comes to, again, other people being more prepared in the spiritual realm and still holding me up, saying you ain't going nowhere, you've been ordained, or this is what you're supposed to be doing, right? Okay. So it says the Lord has a sword filled with blood, greasy with fat, and with blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of rams. So again, when we're talking about the Lord is doing this now. So again, this is what I'm saying when I said the other day, people can be mad and look at me some kind of way because you've been blinded or you've been whatever, but at the same time, you don't see the blood on the hands of these people. I can see the blood on the hands of these people. And I think it's just for the fact that cause sometimes there has to be war. Sometimes there has to be blood on the hands of people or on the sword of people if they're doing it for the right reasons. If somebody came at them and they have to defend themselves, or if they're doing it for the right reasons. But these people, it was a greedy thing. It was a thing of consuming, and Xing out other individuals so that they can have it all. And so that's what I'm saying. Nobody's saying that people couldn't work with different lands and different people, but it's going to have to be done in a proper way. It's going to have to be done in a righteous way. It's all. Because if you start we're rebuilding the world right now, and if you start it off and it's embedded in those acts, that's what you're going to end up getting. That's what our children are going to have to deal with, whatever years down the line. So again, kidneys for the Lord has a sacrifice in Borsa. I don't know why that made me think about Bourget. The great slaughter in the land of Edom. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like when we're talking about these bodies that's dropping, and we still want to. I'm not claiming that there's no such thing as police brutality, but we have to realize that other entities have stepped in now. You let them in the door by trusting their smiling faces. You let them in the door because they looked like they were coming with goods. You let the Trojan horse. Let's think Athens, Georgia. Let's think, because for some reason Georgia just came up into my mind earlier when I was going into this, and I want to say something about Athens came up, right? So let's think about that energy right now. Somebody has let. I don't know who let the dogs in. Okay, stop, y'all. Okay, I'm trying to stay on track. Okay, so again, think about that when it comes to the Trojan horse. It's almost like this is a gift from God of the earth on this plane, right? Mm-hmm. So in a sense, I look at that as wannabe gods. Because anyway, when we talk about voting, if you look that up in etymology, it's making a vow to God. So when you're voting for anyone, you're making a vow for God. So you're calling these people God. So that means you're going to do their ways. You're not going to do the ways of source. And I think I remember when Biden said something like, you have to do it our way or something. I know that this is something, but you have to be like us. You have to do it our way. And I was just thinking, like, my thing to that is just like, okay, well, I hope that this is God on earth then, because that's how I look like I want to consider doing what I'm doing. Okay. All right. So again, so like I said, we're talking about militias. Also, sometimes when it's talking about the Taliban, we're talking about militias. Now, again, I don't know the full whatever of it, right? These people could be actually people that are kind of like Robin Hood, robbing the rich to feed the poor. It could be that kind of energy. It could be, what I'm saying? Somebody might have to, because now, even in a sense of how I feel, it might be an energy where something has to be done to achieve something because the lawmakers which again, laws mean lie, okay? All right. And laws do block, I think, what we would consider to be so-called rights. Okay. So, I don't know, y'all. It's just so much. What I'm saying is, yeah. So when it comes to militias, some are going to be good. They're there to protect people, and some are going to be bad for the taking. Sometimes people have to fight for what's theirs, and they have to fight to get back what's theirs. You know what I'm saying? And so, again, it's all the way you look at it. All right? So it says, the great slaughter. And so maybe it was even because in the news they were picking up on all of the deaths in like places like Georgia and stuff like that, which piqued my interest because of, again, the spiritual eye that I have on that for some reason. And it's entities attached to that. Louisiana, Florida. Even Texas is starting to stand out a lot now. the not as much in the Carolinas, but it's been quiet, right? But New York, because New York stays silent, but the what's going on speaks volumes. You see what I'm saying? The main entity that I see in that area is pretty silent, but the energy that I see is powerful in the sense where, again, what's going on in that area kind of shows what's going on, and then whatever stuff is being projected towards me kind of shows, even though I feel New York be quiet, that it I can feel their energy force coming towards me in a way. All right, so that's just how I feel. Because I feel like that New York entity or energy, it, it projects that out into other parts in the world that maybe one day want to be accumulated or conquered by that energy, is what I sense. Um, some kind of ties or something, or some kind of competitive something. I don't know what I sense there. It's just always just been there. All right. So it says, yeah, so wild oxen shall be struck down with fatlings and bullocks and bulls. Their land shall be soaked with blood, and their earth greasy with fat. For the Lord has a day of vengeance, a year of requital by Sion's defender. Edom's stream shall be charged into pitch, and her earth into sulfur, and her land shall become burning pitch. Night and day it shall not be quenched. Its smoke shall rise forever. From generation to generation, she shall lie waste. Never again shall anyone pass through her. But the desert owl and the hoot owl shall possess her. The screech owl and the raven shall dwell in her. The Lord will measure her with the line of and plummet and plummet to be an empty waste for satyrs to dwell in. Her nobles shall be no more, nor shall kings be proclaimed there. Okay. And it says here, all her princes are gone. Her castles shall be overgrown with thorns, her fortress in thistles and briars. She shall become an abode for jackals and haunt for ostriches. Wildcats shall meet with the desert beasts, satyrs shall call to one another. There shall the Lilith repose and find for herself a place to rest. Okay. There the hoot owl shall nest and lay eggs, hatch them out and gather them in her shadow. There shall the kites assemble, none shall be missing its mate. Look in the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall be lacking, for the mouth of the Lord has ordered it. And so again, this is the mouth of the Lord, right? Okay. So again, Isaiah, which is shocking to me while we're reading this, is another, place, like I said, that it seems like they are against the Ashereth. Okay. And when I talk about that, I'm talking about the Ashereth of America. So again, it's making me think, and then the fact that Lilith is mentioned in here, you know what I'm saying? It's like, again, is this projected energy here that somebody's trying to project on someone, or is this actually the Lilith that is going to go down as Lilith? You see what I'm saying? Because even when there is this energy lately of, it's almost teetering, right? Like a coming in and out of a masculine, right? And it's funny because the masculine, like I said, I feel is connected to these energies that I see and sense in these places, that I feel have had that evil eye out again for the throne in a sense. So it's making me think, what are we talking about here? Is this someone, an idol, casting judgment on me and making it as though I'm that Lilith energy? Or is this me finally casting it out on these individuals and pointing out who they are and they settling into their new place that they didn't know that they were going to be in? Right? Because it's that whole thing that the empress will reign, the something will reign, right? So, that's just the kind of energy, like I said, I see right here. It says, look in the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall be lacking, for the mouth of the Lord has ordered it, and his spirit shall gather them there. It is he who cast the lot for them. And with his hand, he marks off their shares of her. They shall possess her forever and dwell there from generation to generation. Okay. So again, that's this whole thing about the Lord doing this. So again, I don't know. And like I said, I do feel like maybe this is a spiteful energy. So, like I said, whether it's me or another woman, you know what I'm saying? I still feel for the energy. It's just the way that I am, right? But we do see overthrow of Assyria in 33. We see the judgment upon Edom. Okay, so again, for me, it feels like at this point I have already been in some form of judgment or some kind of observation or something like that. And I feel like it's their turn now. Like the tables have turned and it's their turn spiritually. So regardless of what we're talking about on the physical as to what has been ordered, on a spiritual level, I don't sense that at all. Right? Because I know what the world wants to project is a certain energy. Okay, but the overthrow of Assyria is 33, and judgment upon Edom is 34. And then we talk about Israel's deliverance. Okay, but also right here it says, "Woe, O destroyer, never destroyed. O traitor, never betrayed. When you finish destroying, you will be destroyed. When you're weary and with betraying, you will be betrayed." Oh, this is kind of like what we were talking about the other day. While people are trying to betray me and betray you and betray other people that are chosen, at the end of the day, these people are going to be ended up getting something even worse than that for dealing with these people, these demons, or dealing with these individuals that want to, yeah. See the men of Ariel cry out in the streets. So again, that Ariel is making me think about sky gods or sky entities, or again those who are surveilling, or spying on people. It's excuse me as well. They rush upon it like the onrush of locusts. See, wait, men gather spoil as caterpillars and gather up. They rush upon it like the onrush of locusts. See, yeah. Let's see. I'm just skipping through here, just going where my eye leads me. He fills Zion with right and justice, enthroned on. Wait, the Lord is exalted, enthroned on high. He fills Zion with right and justice. This makes me think about, again, it goes back to the whole thing I was just saying about Inanna and all of the gifts that she was given. I think when somebody was about to leave her side or had left. And I don't know why this makes me think about even that the president or, the prime minister, like I said, of Haiti, there was just something that was just lacking with that it was just like, I don't know, like a celestial connection or something that I was sensing, I just don't know, y'all. It's just a lot, because I be having to decipher what it's trying to tell me about someone or me, Cause even it makes me think about, like, in Lucifer, when Chloe, because they do mention a Chloe in this Bible, right? Okay, so when, what was it? I just lost my train of thought. Lost my train of thought. That which makes her seasons lasting, The riches that save her are wisdom and knowledge. The fear of the Lord is her treasure. Oh. She was going after, I don't know, it brought me back to the episodes when she was going after the killer of her father. And I don't know why. I mean, to be honest with you, during that time, um, during that time, I kept on thinking, why do I feel, because it can be kind of challenging going through this growth. Why am I having such a connection to this man? I think we did a small video about the issue or whatever, but and not even to him, but I'm just saying that energy was just drawing me in, and I don't know if I'll ever know. You see what I'm saying? I don't know if I'll ever know. Like I told you, when it comes to these documents and when it comes to genealogy and all that stuff, there's always going to be some stuff in there that didn't make it in there. So it may say that this is this, but it may not be. And so that's why I focus right now. I can't focus on somebody else even just giving me the whole truth about nothing. I have to go there to that place. And that's where source kind of fuels and feeds me. And it's just, yeah, so that was 34, y'all. I, it's just opening up so many things, I think, What did it just say? Yeah. So even how we were saying the riches that's going to save you is not going to be some fancy things or something like this. Nobody's saying that nobody shouldn't have fancy things. Shit, I have good, actually really good taste, but I also know how to do without. You see what I'm saying? When I have to. Um, you know, what they say, they got some taste, wine taste, something about like wine taste but beer money, right? So, but anyway, like I was saying, those type of things, those jewels and stuff like that, that stuff gonna have to stay. You know what I'm saying? New hats and all that shit is gonna have to stay. When the time comes, the way you treated people and if you are genuine in your works is what's gonna matter at the end of the day. What you gave people that they can branch off and use it in many different ways and aspects in their lives to heal themselves and others when you're gone. That's what matters to me. This is what matters to me. And being able to use that, right? Because if we want to pick and choose, there's many things that I think could be. And that's why I talk about matters. It may seem like it's streaming from me and I'm talking about my matter, but it's something that branches out where other people can identify with, right? So maybe I may not know about the law or thing, but maybe there's a lawmaker that's kind of looking at it in a different way and then say, you know what, there is something we can do about. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying, okay? And I just feel like I think something is wrong with sending those people back, and that we also show the depiction. People don't understand. It's the perception that they're giving us. First of all, we see the people hanging on the airplanes when it comes to the Afghan issue, and we see the people that are also cooped up in that plane that kind of look like the pictures or images that we received of slave ships, right? Now, I didn't see these people come in. This is just what the perception they get. It may not be nobody. I think, I don't give a damn. That's just what, unless I know when I was there or I have some kind of archives or something like that, all of this is theoretic. It's just the ways. You know what I'm saying? This is what they're saying that they've done. It's brought these people in. These are the images that they're showing us, so that's what we can go on. They could have been brought in a different way. I don't, oh my goodness, y'all. I don't want to go too far because then I lose people. Right? Because I'm always looking at something in all these different, I have to stop here and look again, go up and look down, look around. You know what I'm saying? This is the way I look, like 360, right? And then, but I know that the images that are being perceived at the border have these people down there under this bridge, even looking like they make it makeshift barriers and stuff like that. And it's just like, really? So almost it looked like squatting almost, right? But again, that this is the Americas and her islands, then, you know, and there's something going on with these people that's a lot deeper on that island than, I don't know. I think that they should be having some kind of shelter or something where they should be able to go, because these people are, they're in these makeshift we don't want to use that word, military camps or whatever they're called, right? And they're saying that these people have been down there at the border for months. Let's just read 43 and 11 just in case I don't get back to it in time. We'll start at 9. Let the nations get, no, let's just go straight to it because I'm going to read the whole chapter anyways. It is I, excuse me, the Lord. There is no Savior but me. It is I who foretold, I who saved, I made it known. Not any strange God among you. You are my witnesses, says the Lord. I am God. Yes, for eternity, I am He or she or that or this. Okay? This is how I look at it. Or he or she or, you know, like I said. All right? Or androgynous energy, because I'm looking at the energy, right? And the etymology. Look at that, energy and etymology. I'm going to have to go ahead and put that on a t-shirt. Okay. There is none who can deliver from my hands, who can command what I do. I don't know, y'all. I mean, we got to be speaking. Source got to be, you see what I'm saying? Because I feel like that's the energy I feel like I was in that day when we did that video. And I think a lot of people on this plane did not like it. The video we did about the walking on water. Especially coming from a feminine energy, I just think that they don't like that kind of behavior. But it's almost like mother telling you, quit playing with me. And then on top of that, something about that La Pelle, I don't know, I can't remember exactly how it's pronounced or what name it was, but it started with a P, volcano that was spewing out the fire. Matter of fact, that kind of reminded me of the card that we just seen with the soot and everything. Is that a form of judgment from the earth? And it's like these people already know what they can do to fix these things, but they just not ready. And so I think that at the end of the day, Source is going to have the say. Elohim is going to have the say. I feel like they just, I don't know. Maybe these people know more than I know, but I feel like they just waiting. People like to use those terms like God will use people and put people in your life until he put those people that mean business in your life or in the world. And then, you know, people want to end those people quicker than they came. So I think that's it. We're going to go ahead and go into 43 anyways. But I think that was just enough for me to know that we being used. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. And Source is using us. And again, you know, I'm keep messing with my hair. I don't want to do it. But I just been having a lot on my mind. I mean, it's just hard. Yeah. It's something going on. And I think it's starting to clear up now, right? It's starting to clear up now. And hopefully we'll get like a little bit better weather, you know. But anyways, I just wanted to do that video. I'm going to go ahead and go into 43. I'm just like kind of flustered right now with what's going on here. I'm really just kind of flustered. Because even in that episode, when it comes to Mary, like I feel like I sense closeness of a danger. Like the other day, like being lured spiritually or physically or whatever to go in certain directions. That could have been an attempt on my life. And that's the thing. because I think she had to hurry up and be whisked away from the convent or whatever, because somebody tried to poison her or whatever. But it's just like, you know what I'm saying? And I know that, there's something about that, the whole thing about that missing girl. And it's almost like, I know this probably is a story about a girl, but whenever there's a headline, I always have to read between it. And when something makes the headlines like that, I feel like there's always an ulterior or something to it. And I feel like it just made me think about the other day when I told you guys it feels like somebody is blocking my energy or hiding me from source, or just that trying to ruin that connection or something. And so again, like I said, it's on many different levels, y'all. I don't know. And sometimes I just feel like, I don't know, sometimes I feel like I'm alone, and I just wonder, like, is people listening? But it don't stop me from still sitting in that energy. I just can't. I can't give that up. My faith in this sense of knowing is the only thing I have at this point. My love for source, you know what I'm saying? And for my, my divine companion, that I feel like whether they know it or not, just right. So, I don't know. Because it's just hard. I don't know. I think it's hard to just do it alone. And even though you have people around you, right? Y'all know what that is. But it's really not like they not. It's weird and gets strange sometimes. So, I don't know. Yeah, we're not gonna get too deep into all that, but I think that's just what it is right now. But I told myself last night, I said, you know what, regardless, you got to get up, you got to do something. And that's what making me think I got to hurry up and just do something in my head, because I've been kind of letting go. I should be able to perform and also be prepared. So, yeah. But I don't know. I guess y'all are the people. You know what I'm saying? You are the people that I feel have been there for me in a sense too. So, I look at y'all as like my soul tribe, those that are actually genuinely here to assist. And another thing, I talk about the ancestors, the guides and the gods and stuff like that. But I'm gonna tell you one thing, when I go back into my Inanna energy, or that pagan kind of energy, right, which they would call it, because this reminds me of go after all the pagan Saracens and whatever in the 14, I can't remember, 14 something, the dumb or doom diverses, right? But it also makes me think about a witch hunt too, Salem witch trials and all that kind of energy. And just the cakes, I call them the cakes that the women were making for Inanna. Because I think that represents the strong women that are using their gifts and their skills, you know what I'm saying, in a righteous way. Because people don't necessarily automatically, when they think about these skills and things, it's like a fear kind of thing or whatever. But I look at them as warriors, you know what I'm saying? So it's just, I don't know. I wanted to give a shout out to those, whether they know I watch them or not, you know what I'm saying? That make those cakes, because there's times when I feel like divine masculine maybe wasn't there for a minute, right? You know what I'm saying? And then, source may have been side, not like, been kind of salty about the way I'm operating. And I had to lean on my tribe, I call them. The women that are genuine in their works and genuine in the way that they, care about people and stuff like that. And so, and that they, to even prepare these messages and feed us, right, in a sense. So, okay, I think that's it. I did want to go ahead and, like I said, give a shout out to those that's using their gifts in order to heal and help and hinder things in the right way, right, or a righteous way. So, again, I'll see you guys later. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. And yeah, take care.